What's up? Good morning. I'm Michael, and I want to talk to you about my morning routine and its correlation to mental well-being and how it serves my mental well-being and how I hope it can serve your mental well-being to at least see what it looks like to create a morning routine that really works for you. So don't necessarily take mine as dogma, just take it as sort of a template or a roadmap, and you can find your own parameters that work best for your body and mind. So to start, what I do very first thing in the morning, I have my alarm go off. I use this app called Sleep Cycle, and it helps me find a nice point in the morning to wake up. It's not this blaring alarm, it's tracking my awake and sleep patterns, and so it tries to wake me up at a part where I'm already kind of awake and not at the deep part of a REM cycle, right? And the REM cycle is this thing that we've heard of where dreams happen, where our eyes, rapid eye movement, our eyes flick back and forth when our eyes are closed. And so this part of our sleeping, if we're woken up in this place, we feel like we woke up on the wrong side of the bed. It's very jolting. But if we wake up in one of the ebbs and flows of our cycle, it's much easier to wake up. And so that's the first thing that happens in my morning. And immediately when that goes off, I snooze it like once or twice. And that's okay, because what I do with this time is I pull my curtain open behind me, and the sun coming through the window almost every morning lands on my body. And the nice thing about this is that when sun hits your skin or anywhere in your body, it's signaling to your brain and your body it's time to wake up. And so my dark curtains keep me safe from the sun, and then as soon as I'm ready, I start to signal to my body it's time to wake up. This is the part of the morning where I tend to have the most potential for negative thought patterns, rumination, negative feeling states in my physical body and in my mind. And so for me to really assert my mental well-being, here's the thing, you have to create this state of feeling. It's not going to just arise one day and then you'll suddenly be feeling great all the time. You have to find a way to create it for yourself. So my journey of exploring mental well-being has been a lot to do with mornings. Mornings are crucial. They're so crucial. You have to get that right. You have to get that right as best as you can. Otherwise, you're going to suffer the consequences of it for the next 12 to 24 hours, right? Until you have the opportunity to reset in the next morning. So the next thing I do is in my mind, to set my mind in a certain way, even while I'm still laying in bed, I begin to go through a gratitude practice. So for me, what I start with is as close to myself as I can go. I don't want to have to say, I'm grateful for, all these things outside and the world and trees, and I start really close to me. I say, I'm really grateful for this bed I'm laying on, and I feel into my body, I feel into the bed and the feeling of my body touching the bed. I feel into my body touching the sheets and the blankets, and I say, thank you. I'm so grateful that I've not been cold all night because I have these blankets. I'm so grateful for the sun as it hits my body. I'm grateful for the air that's coming through if I open the window a little bit. I run through this, and then of course it expands and expands and expands. I'm grateful for my phone. I'm grateful for my apartment and the walls that kept me safe all night. And I'm grateful for the people who spent all that energy to build these walls so long ago before I was even alive. I'm so grateful. And so that's really priming my mind to be in a state of gratitude rather than a state of negativity, frustration, discontentment, anger, any of these sort of emotions that arise for me quite naturally actually in the morning. It seems to be sort of a repetitive pattern in my life. And so I've learned to combat it with a few techniques, and this is one of them, gratitude. It is crucial to me. It is like the center core of my morning practice in as far as what sets my mind in the right way. Then I get up out of bed and I go and connect with the four elements. I connect with the earth and I touch my bare feet onto the grass. I let the sun hit my bare skin and I absorb vitamins in this way, and it awakens my body and awakens my energy. I also go and drink a bunch of water so that I'm actually replenishing my body as well. And so I'm connecting with the elements in this way. I then go and take a shower. Here's the thing. I'm in the mountains, over 7,000 feet altitude. It's cold in the mornings, right? And I realized that for me to get up out of bed and go into a cold shower in the cold of the morning is not so practical. So what I started to do is just take a regular shower and for a few minutes just to prime my body, and then I turn it to cold for a minute, and it's really cold water here. The water is really ice cold mountain water, and in this process, just before I turn it to cold, I'm singing a song. Usually I have two songs that really help me prime my mind. It's not that I'm naive of the dysfunction of the world, it's just that I'm very aware of the dysfunction that I have in my life if I don't actively take steps to change that and change the direction. What a wonderful world. Isn't that a great song? That's a song that I love to sing in the morning. It's perfect. It's perfect. So I sing that in the shower. Right after that, I turn this hot water off and let the cold water run on me all over my body while maintaining my contact with my breathing. That's the key in this. If you can hold your contact with breathing, you'll be able to push through it. And all the while, I'm saying out loud with a lot of presence and energy, woo! I can do this. I'm powerful. I can do anything. The cold is no challenge to me. I love the cold. And saying this out loud, I think it sends signals to my brain that kind of forces me to really believe it. It really is meaningful and real to me. And after about 30 seconds or a minute, I'm in a state where I can comfortably breathe and comfortably be in this water, and in this very, very cold water, and then I can get out. And that's what I do. I get out and I come into my my space in my apartment and I do cleaning. So it's a little bit of tidying up for me is really important, because what it does is it allows me to tidy my space, so therefore my mind is being signaled that the room and the space is ready, and all that is left to do is to create and to be productive. And I don't have projects all over as cleaning projects. I spend just a few minutes, I clean, I sweep, I fold a few things, I organize a few things, I wash some dishes, and then I move into my day. And so sometimes that looks like reading in the morning is very nice to kind of start my day with something that's not so heady. And I guess I mean heady in the way that it's taking a lot of energy for me to interact with the people or something like this. Something very simple, very mindful. I can sit in a mindful way and read or study Spanish or something like this, right? That's really important to me. I had a little note. I wanted to make sure I remembered this. Also, with regards to eating breakfast, I essentially don't eat anything until later into the day. Every once in a while, I'll have maybe some kind of small fruit or a little oatmeal and this sort of thing, but usually I'm not eating anything because I recognize that for my system, my body and mind function best when my stomach is empty. And I think this is kind of, you could say, common wisdom throughout many practices of spirituality and diet regime and mental well-being training. It seems to be kind of a common thread, and I didn't really pick it up as an ideology. It just seems to be totally right for my system. So I would also really encourage you to try and figure out what's right for your system, because I think it's just different for all of us. But I feel as though there's a lot of common threads that we can all benefit from if we find ways to implement them in our lives. So for me, this is usually, my morning routine lasts anywhere from 20 minutes to 2 hours. And I really give myself the time to do it as fully as I need before I go out into the world and get started with a lot of things. So that's something you have to consider, what time you wake up, how you arrange your time. But for me, it's crucial. I can't go without it, really. I can skip a few things for sure, but if I'm not meeting at least 30% of these objectives every morning, and a few of them crucially, I'm going to find, like gratitude, I'm going to find myself having a rough day, and I'm not going to be able to really be in my fullness because I'm going to be so stuck in my head. So these have been my tips for creating a morning routine, or giving you an example of my morning routine. as far as what serves my mental well-being the best. This is what serves my mental well-being the best, and I think that it's possible that you can take a few of these things and experiment, but start to find your own as well. Start to find what works for your body and your mind, and explore. Be super curious. I know cold showers sound like the stupidest thing, the last thing you want to do in the morning, right? But I agree, that's what my mind tells me every morning. But I do it, I get through it, and I feel good. I feel empowered, I feel energized. I don't drink coffee, and I have a ton of energy right in the morning, as you can probably tell. And so, I hope that this is empowering, and I hope this is valuable to you. If you've found value out of it, and you find that you can explore your own morning routine to serve your mental well-being, let me know. I'm really curious what you come up with, because I'm always exploring mine as well and fine-tuning. It's never done. It's every week it's finding its little tweaks that I can make. So let me know. Connect with me, connect with the community, and let's see where it goes. Thanks so much, and I hope you find a lot of value in your morning routine as well. Peace out. Have a good day. I see skies blue, those ones. Woo! Woo! I can do this! Woo! Cold is no match for me! Boom.